Hey guys, Steve from Internet City Computers. Fix it right. We're in Detroit and we're going to show you how to swap out a motherboard. We got a customer that came in and ironically enough, cheap board, cheap case. It's a pre-built, not sure what brand it is, but the CPU fan stopped working a long time ago. The computer's about a year old. Did I say that? It's about a year old, out of warranty, but the CPU fan froze and burn up the processor and the motherboard in the process. So actually at the end of this video you'll see the video card was toast as well. But hang with us, let's go over here and we'll do a motherboard swap. Okay, here we got a custom gaming computer that a customer bought about a little over a year ago, and the CPU fan quit. The kid didn't know it, he kept using it, and he fried the motherboard. So we're going to do a motherboard swap on this. He brought in a brand new motherboard, CPU, and a CPU fan. I don't know if the video card's good. I'm going to assume the video card and the memory are still good, but we will find out once we get this motherboard swapped out. And here's how you do it. Right here I have an anti-static rail, so I can touch that. I don't usually wear a strap. I just touch the rail, discharge myself, and away I go. If you do this at home, you should discharge yourself. Get a strap so you can ground yourself. So here we go. Here's the inside. It's an ASRock motherboard, not the greatest motherboard in the world, actually. I don't like them. I would never buy them myself. But let's get to disassembly. Usually I'll let the customer shop and pick out his own motherboard and CPU. That way they can decide on a budget, what they want to spend. Sometimes they want to go a lot bigger, so that gives them the opportunity, and I don't upcharge them anything. I just charge them to assemble it, which is really no big deal. Okay, old motherboard. Bam, there you go. Okay, now we will go get the new motherboard. Kind of curious what he got. One thing you got to be sure of, and I did a video on this, is these standoffs in here, right here. These standoffs have to be in the correct location for your new motherboard. You can't have one in the wrong hole so it pushes on the back of the motherboard, because there's circuits back here, and if you short one of these circuits out, you're going to blow out your motherboard. So you got to make sure that the standoffs are in the right place, and you got to make sure that you have standoffs. I've seen some guys bring their computers in here that didn't even have any standoffs on there. They're like, hey, why do I need these? These holes line up great, and they put the board right against that case, and it eventually shorts out, and then they end up coming in here. I believe this one has a closeout panel built into it, so you just got to remember to take that out, otherwise your board's not going to fit in there. So let's toss that. Let's open this. All right, and here's the motherboard. All right, so static discharge. Okay, now this one does not have a plate built on, probably because it's an older one. So let's find the plate in the box. There it is. All right. There's your closeout panel. Let's stick that in. This one has a sound on the bottom. So just stick that in there, snap it in. Be careful not to cut yourself. These aluminum closeout panels are very sharp. You gotta make sure you get it in there good. All right, so here we go. So usually I'll take a screw so I can line it up. Make sure you don't get any wires trapped under there. All right. Give me the one right there. Come here. All right, once you get one in there, then you can assemble the rest. CPU plug, 24-pin power. Okay, looks like a couple things are in different spots for this motherboard, so we're gonna have to pull out the back of the case and reroute some wires. Not a huge deal. Some guys like to tie everything together like crazy. I don't usually do that because if you ever got to pull them apart, man, it's a pain. Pain in the ass. I just snug them up enough to get them out of the way. And that's it. Call it a day. Doesn't have to be the prettiest thing. You want it to look nice, but it doesn't have to be crazy pretty. So we got the hard drive, LED, power, reset, reset usually goes on the bottom. Hard drive, or the power switch usually goes on top. And then these hard drive LEDs, I don't usually connect because they don't do anything. On the older systems, the power button might light up and flicker when the hard drive's seeking for data. That's what those are for. Ain't no big deal. Nowadays, everybody's got the LEDs that light up fans. So these, but I will put those on. Okay, that's for my video card. I got a USBs. I'm going to reroute those, get them a little closer. Okay, so on this old board, I told him to make sure you get a board that your memory will fit in. Let's see if he did. He did. Very good. Okay, double check, got the power plugged in, the fans, audio, Okay, USBs, blah, blah. All righty. Another reason why I have the customers go ahead and order their motherboard is because when they match up the processor and the motherboard, most of the sites you purchase these from will make sure that they're compatible with each other. Okay, processor, pull out your little thing. Very, very careful. You gotta be very careful. So on here you have a little orientation key, kinda. It's a little gold corner, and that goes on the motherboard where the little corner is. Intel's marked them a little bit better, and it should go in there with no force. No force. Make sure, yep. Good, good. Okay, so now got our little Ryzen sticker. Okay, cool. Here's our fan, but he brought me another fan. Did he want that one installed instead? Here we go. Thinking. Big Mac Daddy here. All right, that's the way to go with AMD. Keep that sucker cool. All right. So we got to change the mounting base. Okay, clips for the fan. All right. These are Intel. Don't need the Intel. AMDs. All right. So we have to take these mounting brackets off. Mounting plate right there. Actually, we're going to use those. Okay, this is that kind. Okay, so we need to leave this mounting plate in here. Usually a pain. You need almost like 2 hands. 3 hands back there. Okay, so how this mounts. Let's look at the schematic. See which way it goes. Okay, never seen this style of bracket before, but they're always coming up with new stuff. Might see something today you'll never see again. Just a tip here, a lot of these brackets, these are engineered so that when you get it all assembled, it puts pressure on that CPU. So, that being said, this may be loose, but once you get this on there and get it tightened down and the heatsink pushes against and pulls it out, it'll be nice and tight. One, two, three, four. Oh, don't even tell me. Okay. I guess that's why it pays to read the directions. Because these are threaded. These brackets go on here first. And then it goes on. All right, well, let's do this. Internet City. Yes. Hi. Yeah, let me see where the updates are at on this thing. Yep, it should be all set. Okay, so I think we are going to fire this up. Let's see if we get power and everything works. Look at that. Look at that shit. Okay, so we got to hook the RGB up with that fan. Everything else is good. RGB, where are you at? All the way down here. Okay, we got an RGB header on there. Thought I saw one right now. A speaker right there, RGB. Okay, but now we want this on the same controller, so the lights are all coordinated, the same color. So we're going to hook it up to. There's a control box. This one does not have a control box. So, all right. So we're just going to hook it right up here to the RGB header on the motherboard. Okay, so let's try this again. See if we get that CPU fan to light up. Look at that. All right, so we should be good. All right, let's see if we get video now. Could be the video card, could be that. Hopefully not. Oh, so that video card is bad after all. So there we go. That's a bummer. Nice video card. Okay, anyways, that's it. That's the final assembly. Pull the motherboard out, put a new one in, put a new processor in, put a new heatsink and fan on there. Got it all plugged back in. Video card is bad. Not sure what happened to this beside that fan. I don't know. Fried the whole board. Anyways, that is it. So there you have it. There's a motherboard swap for you. Now what we ended up doing with that video card was we told the customer that their video card was toast. Take your time, buy a new one, figure out what you want to buy, how much you want to spend. We activated the onboard video, so at least he has video now. He's just a young kid, 12, 13 years old, not a really heavy gamer, so I think that'll be okay for him. Now, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and come back for more Fix It Right. Adios.